What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the best stratagems you can equip as a starting player. As a rule, we are looking at any stratagem that you can acquire within the first 5 levels. These levels are very easy to acquire, and we want to look at stratagems that are not only going to help you be an asset to your team by being able to help keep them stocked up, we're also looking for stratagems that are going to help you kind of bring power to the battlefield, whether it's through suppressing enemies, the ability to punch through armor, stratagems that are going to help you get a leg up right away as a beginning player. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right into it. So the first stratagem we're going to be taking a look at here is going to be the supply backpack. You get this at level 3, and this thing will be useful all the way up through the higher difficulty levels because it gives you the resupply stratagem, but it's mobile. It's on your back. Not only are you able to use this to refill your ammo, you can also use it to refill your grenades and your stims, and you can also use this to resupply your teammates as well. If they run low on stims, ammo, grenades, you can also resupply them with the supply backpack as well. But all of this is very helpful because you're constantly on the move, especially as you go higher up in difficulty levels. You need to make sure that you're constantly moving to avoid patrols. Sometimes you run across those bug holes or bot factories. A couple grenades and we'll take care of that. And now you need to refill, and this is where the supply backpack comes in very helpful for this. But also, you can also use it to resupply the heavier backpack weapons that some teammates may be using, like the recoilless rifle, the autocannon. It's a perfect stratagem that will help keep you stocked up, also help keep your team stocked up, and also very helpful for in case you guys get bogged down in several patrols and you start running low on ammo, you can run over, you can resupply your allies. And this is also going to be tying in with the support weapons we're going to be talking about here in a minute, and that the supply backpack can help you get a lot of ammo with your support stratagems, because that will just help you keep chucking out a lot of death onto the battlefield, helping you kind of control the enemy as they come in. So next up, I want to talk about 2 different support weapons and which one I prefer. You have 2 that you can get very early on: the anti-material rifle unlocked at level 2 and the grenade launcher unlocked at level 5. Now, personally, I think the grenade launcher is better, and I'm going to be talking about that one mostly. But if you are focused specifically just on fighting bots, I do recommend you take the anti-material rifle. This thing can punch through armor, and it's a very strong anti-armor option for those bots, especially some of your bigger enemies. The AMR is very good for that. But in terms of being useful for both bots and bugs, the grenade launcher is just a lot better. The AMR kind of falls off when you're fighting the bugs. The heavily armored bug enemies are just kind of ignore the AMR. So there's really no point in bringing the AMR when you have the grenade launcher available. But also, the grenade launcher is very good for not only plugging up bug holes and bot factories, but you can use it to also take out bots that are coming in on dropships. This is something I've been getting used to, is that when you see a dropship coming in, you can aim up at the bottom of the dropship where the bot soldiers are hangared. You can shoot up there, explode, and you can kill bots before they even have a chance to drop down onto the battlefield. You can also take out the bot ship with other weapons, but that's more down the road. That's for another video, but this also helps you kind of take out enemies before they have a chance of getting in. But also, talking about the supply pack with the grenade launcher, there are 10 rounds within the grenade launcher, and you have 3 mags on you at the start when you first have the weapon. And then your supply pack will give you 2 additional mags every time you use it. So you have well over 100 rounds of grenade launcher ammo on your back if you're running with a supply pack. This is why I recommend it, because this will give you an option of just laying down a huge swath of covering fire. If you have a patrol coming in, you can just constantly spam grenade launcher rounds. You can wipe out the whole patrol, and then if you have a bug breach, you can just constantly chuck grenades in at the bug breach. It's also very good for taking out bile spewers, which are a big pain, especially if you go up the difficulty levels, because they are very quiet, and the last thing you need is them sneaking up on you and then spraying you, and then you're just dead. So the grenade launcher, in my opinion, out of the 2, I highly recommend taking the grenade launcher. You get it at level 5, but again, if you are focused just on bots, the AMR is very powerful. But overall, I think the grenade launcher is going to give you a lot more utility as a newer player, especially if you're fighting on both fronts. Now, for your third stratagem, I recommend the Eagle Airstrike. There are 2 different Eagle Strikes you can get very early on. Actually, there's 3, but the strafing run I don't really like. you can either choose the Eagle Airstrike or the Eagle Cluster Bomb. Now, the reason I like the Airstrike over the Cluster Bomb is that the Airstrike has anti-armor capabilities on it. It can do heavy damage to a charger, even kill them if you aim it the right way. It can do serious damage to Bile Titans. But more importantly, the Airstrike is able to close holes and your bot factories for both factions that you're fighting. This is very, very good if you have a couple of bot factories there. You're low on grenades, you can throw it in between the factories or the holes. The airstrike goes through, it closes it all down, but also a lot of enemy armor as you go up the levels. So being able to use the airstrike to take out that armor or do some heavy damage, open up gaps within the armor to kind of shoot your primary weapon in, deal bonus damage. That's why I like the airstrike. The cluster bomb, if you do want to go the route of the cluster bomb, that is perfectly fine. It's great at clearing out big groups of enemies. But the problem with the cluster bomb is that it does not close bug holes or bot factories, and it does negligible damage to your armor target. So it's not going to be able to pack that anti-armor punch that you're really looking to deal with, especially as you're going up the levels of difficulty. That's where the cluster bomb kind of falls off. But the airstrike does not have that issue. There are fewer charges for the airstrike as a way to counter this. Because, yeah, if you had the same number of charges on the airstrike as you did the cluster bomb, that'd be pretty overpowered. At that point, everybody would choose the airstrike. So you get double the charges of the cluster bomb that you do versus the airstrike, but that airstrike is able to punch through that armor and close those bot factories. That's why I prefer the airstrike. That's the one I recommend you go with. And rounding out our fourth stratagem here, I recommend that you grab the expandable anti-tank, or EATS as we call it for short. This is a very interesting one. It comes with 2 rocket launchers that have 1 round each, and these things will punch through just about any armor. They will take out the armor on a charger leg, allowing you to kill it pretty quickly. You can use it to take out Bile Titans if you aim at their heads. But also, and this is where I think the real power in this comes in, is that it is a 70-second cooldown. This is an extremely fast cooldown for something that has a lot of power to punch through armor. This is one that you will see people use as they go up difficulty levels as well, though right now with the over-tuning on armor targets, the EATS has kind of lost power because you just have to constantly run so much. But once they have that all fixed and once they kind of reduce the numbers of armored enemies and they nerf them, the EATS I think is going to be very strong once again because it's just a short cooldown. You're able to drop in 2 rockets, take out a couple chargers, and then just keep moving. And the beauty of this is that it will make you drop your support weapon, but once you use the anti-tank, you can then just run over, pick up your support weapon again, and just keep going along on your way. There's really no drawbacks to this except for the fact that it's just it's a one-time use, but the fact that it's on such a short cooldown and that you can just pick it up, use it, pick up your regular support weapon, and then just keep moving is such a good thing because you are going to be moving a lot as a player. You don't want to be hunkering down unless you're an extraction or an objective. There's really no reason to be hunkered down and fighting off waves of enemies. You need to be constantly moving, and that's where the power of the EATS comes into play. So that's going to wrap it up for me here with these stratagems. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys next time.